Good evening, and welcome to In the Public Interest. You're listening to us live on WIMG 1300 AM, worldwide internet, WIMG1300.com, and you are viewing us, WZVN, Mercer County Channel 25. And I'm a little nervous this evening because we do have someone here in the audience that I'm interviewing that's been here, and he's been on this side of the table as well. So good evening, John Harmon.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to participate in tonight's show.
All right. And I am excited. You've done some great things since the race, and you're still moving on. And
Right.
We're here to talk about the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey.
Yes.
Could you please give us some background on that?
Well, I thank you for the opportunity to talk to your listeners about the Chamber. As you know, I was the former president of the Metropolitan Trenton African American Chamber of Commerce, better known as MTAC, for 10 years. And in 2003, we began to look at creating a statewide Chamber of Commerce organization, given that African Americans here in the state of New Jersey did not have a statewide business organization, and thus in 2007 we were able to form the organization. In late 2009 I became the president, and here we are today, excited and moving forward.
Okay. Now, you're the founder of this group as well.
That's absolutely
right?
correct, yes.
Okay. All right. Praise God. All right. What is the mission of the African American Chamber of Commerce?
Well, to keep it simple, we really work to support job creation, the growth and the positioning of African American businesses with the mainstream in all other sectors of New Jersey's economy. Mm-hmm. There are a number of opportunities that exist throughout the state of New Jersey, and oftentimes businesses need someone to facilitate meetings and make sure that their voice is heard, mm-hmm. so that they're assured of equal access to opportunity.
Mm-hmm. So how strong is the chamber? Do you have membership? Is there membership?
Yes.
How strong are you?
My response is as strong as we have to be.
Okay.
But to put it in perspective, there are 60,000 African American businesses in the state of New Jersey. And our organization, we have about 600 members. But when we speak, we set our mission and our agenda based on representation of the entire population of African American businesses in the state.
Okay, and that's why there's a need for
Absolutely.
the chamber.
Absolutely.
Okay, to represent.
Right.
Those. Okay.
You know, just to put it in perspective, 50% of African American businesses across the United States fail within 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. Accessing capital is still a huge challenge. 95% of African American businesses are sole proprietorships. In essence, there's only a one-person operation.
Right.
So the need to really position those businesses so that they can grow and create job opportunities within their own communities, believe it or not, is a huge challenge, notwithstanding majority populations in many of the more prominent areas of the state of New Jersey and majority African American leadership. Mm-hmm. It does not mean because you have that type of representation, more contracts would fall in the hands of African American businesses. Mm-hmm. So that places a huge burden on the businesses in terms of surviving, but also affords the chamber mm-hmm. An opportunity to execute its mission on behalf of those businesses.
Okay. What are some of the other challenges that African American business owners face today?
There's so many, but I often try to quantify them in three major areas. Mm-hmm. Accessing capital, the ability to obtain the dollars that you need from financial institutions to fund your business or to fund contract opportunities. Notwithstanding the tremendous work that President Obama and the Small Business Administration has done in terms of expanding loan guarantees, elevating loan limits, African Americans by and large are still having tremendous difficulty getting capital to finance their businesses. Second, accessing opportunities. And I gave you an example of, or at least I alluded to the fact that even here in Trenton, where the population is 50+% African American, and our city council is represented by 5 African Americans, it's still difficult for African Americans to really stand up and say, we're getting a substantial portion of the contracts. So I don't want to single out the city of Trenton, but this example is evident throughout urban New Jersey. It's a real problem. If you can't get contracts in a community in communities wherein you have the majority, God knows your chances of doing the same in a community where you're relatively non-existent. So those are some of the challenges that hinder black businesses from growing, hinder them from sustaining themselves over time, and thus putting them in a more likely path of failure.
How many women do you have involved in your commerce?
Well, we have a number of women-owned businesses. In terms of the actual percentage, I don't have that number handy, but I could tell you we have a couple women that I am extremely proud of. It's a young lady named Simone Shepard, who works for Colonial Life Insurance. She's been a member of the chamber now for about 6 months, and she, testified, if you will, at a networking event last week that since she's been with the chamber, she's gone from non-existent to number 8 in the country in sales.
Really?
She's doing extremely well. There's another lady, Dr. Skipper in Jersey City, who's a Hamilton resident, but she has a large medical practice in Jersey City as well as a spa. Tammy Smith out of North Bergen has one of the largest insurance agencies in the state of New Jersey that's licensed in 42 states across the United States. So the women in our chamber are well represented in terms of their performance. So I always like to give them a shout out because women, contrary to men, they get the job done.
Right. And because of the up in sales and all that, this commerce seems to be a great networking tool.
It's huge, and I think the question that you just asked me is probably one of the most significant components and challenges as it relates to African American businesses. Networking is critical.
It is.
Being able to establish new relationships is all a part of positioning your business for growth and success. And so I challenge business owners to participate in networking opportunities, because once you enter the room of a networking event, everyone in that room is a potential customer. And if you don't find a way to work that room, you may in essence be missing out on some opportunities to really substantially impact your business. So that's not something they should take lightly. It's an art, but it's also a critical component of your success.